Hey, welcome to day 72. I was going to say page. Day 72 of my spiritual journal with me is Health Freedom Tuesday in my world on Soul Legacy TV. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't got a journal, then go and grab one because we're going to talk about all things health on this episode to support you in your spiritual business. So I talk about light work and lifestyle balance, and that's spiritual business success without experiencing burnout, being busy, or being broke, really. Health in all areas. So my spiritual journal is called the Soul Legacy Journal. And this one is a notebook. It is 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. I'll talk about that in a second. And I call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers, because here on the Soul Legacy TV, and being the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and host of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, we talk about spiritual awakening. And so as a spiritual business owner, there's many areas that you might have had your awakening in, including your health. And so if you have a spiritual awakening story to share, I have a co-author book series, and I will leave all of the information in the description and in the pinned comments for you after this live. If you want to submit a story in my co-author book series, it's called the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. And so the more stories that we get out there and we share, many people have some amazing stories to share, some heartfelt stories to share. And I'm going to share about a story that and a book launch today in just a second. So I'm also the host of the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, where I interview fellow spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story. And we have the Spiritual Ascension after show party and the Spiritual Alchemy giveaway. So that is a lot. And my spiritual journaling and health freedom came from my awakening and my journey. And so I want to share that with you. And I'd love for you to share your journey with me, how you came into doing your business, and has your health been impacted? And by health and health freedom on a Tuesday, I mean health in the sense of physical health, emotional health, mental health, social health, environmental health, all of the healths. I talk about the health freedom and what that means, and how we can have a vision for our own health and the vision for the health of our family and our soul clients and our soul tribe. And I have a 7-day spiritual vision board challenge, which covers all areas of your life. And today is health freedom. So on the Soul Legacy TV, I talk about 7 areas of your life, which I call the 7 freedoms for short. And it's an acronym called Cheers to Financial Freedom. And so emitting the frequency of that is emitting a healthy vibration, because I'm connected and you're connected. Good morning, Robin. And so the acronym, and on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, every single day I go live. Today is Health Freedom Tuesday. So if you come back on a Tuesday, I'll be talking about health again, catching up with you, setting your soul intentions and your goals, excuse me, setting your daily rituals and routines while you do your spiritual business, so that you feel really good in all those areas of your health. On Monday, we talk about contribution freedom, how you want to contribute in your light work and your lifestyle, being a successful spiritual YouTuber. And again, health. Then Wednesday, excuse me, is emotional freedom. So this health freedom today is going to be more based on emotional health, and then it will tie into Wednesday, which is emotional freedom. Then relationship freedom, no, environmental freedom is on a Thursday, sorry. Relationship freedom on a Friday, spiritual freedom on a Saturday, and financial freedom on Sunday, which brings me into the health of your business. And so I have a Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. So if you're part of that, great. I'm on my Bank 50K in 50 days. So I talk about building your spiritual business in a way, using your journal to journal out the process, your thoughts, your downloads, your creativity, and actually launching, leaving a legacy in the world, including having a financial legacy with your spiritual business. Because I know that many of us have money blocks and all the things, and we don't have a healthy relationship with money. So we'll talk about that as well. So joining us today for this episode, Health Freedom Tuesday, is Robin Nat of Energy Healing TV podcast. Good morning, Robin. Thank you for joining me. Beautiful. So if for those of you who don't know me or don't know Robin, you're new to me, new to us, then Robin is our lead soul guided instructor for the Soul Legacy Academy and .com and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And so we have a monthly call for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, to co-create, collaborate, and cross promote our spiritual business. If you're a spiritual biz YouTuber or you want to start a YouTube channel, so that happens on the first Monday of the month. It's healthy, it's social health to have healthy relationships in business, healthy relationship with yourself, so you can shine, be out there in the world. And Robin also has a monthly collective energy clearing call on the first Tuesday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern, I think. I always say that. So thank you for joining me. Good morning for Health Reading Tuesday. So in my spiritual journal, I tend to do a lot of things on a daily basis. I have daily rituals and routines that I bring into my spiritual business and I bring into my day to live with intention. And so I set intentions, I set my vision, I set the intention to live in alignment with my values. So that feels healthy to me in all of those areas, all of the 7 freedoms. And then we rate our vibration of how high vibe do we feel? How healthy do we feel? How good do we feel? Do we feel great in all of the areas of our life? And so on the Soul Legacy TV, every single day, we rate our vibrational frequency. And I have the 7 freedoms spiritual vision board where I break this down even more. But for a quick check-in about how we're feeling in each of the areas, we rate between a 1 and 11. So 1 is so funky, feeling funky about your health, your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, social health, environmental health. It doesn't matter which. It just, and your health with money, your relationship with money, whatever it is, whatever comes to mind. 11 is high vibing. It's badassery. It is like soul flow. It is connected to your higher self. It's listening to the soul guidance. It's looking at the world through the lens of your soul. I say, Robin says, looking at the world through the eyes of source and being not pushed and pulled by what is happening. So what I do on this Soul Legacy TV as part of my journal, I pull a card, talk about chakras. Well, Robin talks about chakras. I have a crystal, which is the tiger's eye, to represent the sacral chakra. It's sacral chakra healing. Tuesdays are in Robin's world on the Energy Healing TV. And so Robin rates the chakras, how you feel. That's bringing in the health of your sacral chakra. And Robin has a rating scale. So sacral chakra energy Tuesday, and you rate between a 1 and a 10. If you haven't been on Robin's channel, then you can do that. So I rate my health an 11 today. And what we do is we go back each week and we have a look at how our vibration was the week before. So if you're new to me, then you just do it next week and then see how high vibing you are. So Robin says, thank you for the shout out. The call is at 4 p.m. Eastern. Come and join us, 100%. So Robin, what is your rating for your health freedom today? And what was it last week? And so what we do with our spiritual journal, every single Tuesday, we focus on our health. So it might be that you're focusing on your mental health, your emotional health, your social health, your environmental health, your physical health, whatever means to you. So whatever you've put, if you do your spiritual vision board challenge with me, then you'll see where you're rating now in terms of your health, and then where you want to be. We'll set a vision for a year together. So I have a monthly call called the 7 Freedoms Call-In Gym, a 7 Freedoms Frequency Call-In Gym, where I coach you through this. If you're in the Soul Legacy Academy, I actually gift Bootcampers this 2-hour monthly call on the first Monday of the month as well. And so it's $77 a month if you want to join, if you want to have that light work and lifestyle balance. If not, you can join the bootcamp and get that as a bonus, because I think that as we build our spiritual business, I talk about spiritual business success, and that is that light work and lifestyle balance. So Robin says Health Freedom Tuesday, so HFT is for short, an abbreviation, so you'd have to write it out, and A equals 8. So Robin says, I'm dragging this morning. My sleep was interrupted. I'm a person who requires sleep. So that is just how you feel, right? And so what we do in our spiritual journal, we see why we dip, right? Why we dip. So spiritual business success, why we do our light work and lifestyle, light work, and we lead our lifestyle. So I talk about how you launch your day, how you lead your day, and how you leave your day, right? That's your legacy. So oftentimes people think, I've got this really big mission to make in the world. I've got to do all these things. And really it's every single day, the choices and the experiences that we have every single day. So Robin is dipped from an 8. So what I want you to do, Robin, I don't know if you have it handy. So Robin does the energy healing lifestyle, and she has her journal as well, journaling on chakras and the balancing. And just more recently, as we've been doing our lives, we've just rated like each of the frequencies for the Soul Legacy Journal and for the energy healing lifestyle. So for this is for intentional living. And so just noting, going back and seeing, okay, if our chakra feels blocked, or overactive or balanced, or aligned, whatever, and if that's got anything to do with it, what's actually playing out in our life, whichever chakras. So Robin helps you align with the 7 main chakras of the spine, and you have whatever experiences, traumas, triggers that happen in your life on a day-to-day basis, it leaves an imprint, right? And so it's clearing that energy, healing that energy. So the beauty of doing the Soul Legacy Journal, as we go through every single Tuesday, we get to look back and see how healthy we felt. And so for me, I was a 9 last week, and I know why I was a 9 and I dipped. And usually I'm working on my health, I'm setting the intentions, my physical health, my mental health is very good, my emotional health is very good, all the things, and my environment, because we do environmental freedom. And it dipped for me. However, I resolved the thing that it dipped about, and my vibration was kind of tapering off, and then it went back up. So Robin, you said that your sleep was interrupted, so you just don't feel healthy, you don't feel vibrant, you don't feel like you get enough sleep. So what we do in the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge is notice that in the middle of what I call the Soul Legacy Wheel. If you're familiar with the Wheel of Life and the balance of the Wheel of Life, you'll resonate with this. On the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, I talk about that, and I have a Soul Legacy Wheel. So we segment our life into these 7 freedoms, and then we have the world in the middle. And so we know that the world in the middle, when we look at the physical, visible world, oftentimes we get pushed and pulled about with the experiences that we have. But we know really we are souls having a human experience. So the legacy wheel has you go out, like connected to your higher self, your North Star, the 11, the guiding marker. So when you look at your vision board, when you do your vision board and you set your intentions, what I help you do is use different tools and daily rituals and routines. And one of them is Abraham Hicks, Jerry and Esther Hicks, and they talk about segment intending. And segment intending is about segmenting your day. So intending your day, setting the energy of your day, visualizing your day. So obviously for Robin, it's like, well, I did not visualize my morning like that. I didn't want to launch my day feeling a lack of sleep. However, we get to segment our day. So meaning that when we get up in the morning, how we get up, how we move into our day, when we go into the bathroom, and we get how we move into each segment, each moment in our day, we get to choose. So if we have a dip through any part for launching your day, instead of letting that vibration and that energy bleed through the whole of the day, in the middle I say, how do we want to lead our day, right? And then at night we want to reflect and say, how are we leaving our day? So we're launching our day, leading our day, and leaving our day, because we know that energy and the emotional health, our emotional well-being, actually impacts our body with disease, and it actually impacts the planet, right? So, and what we the frequency that we're emitting, what we're actually bringing to us and drawing to us. So I love that you say an 8 for your health freedom. So what we do in the Soul Legacy Journal, notice what the thing is that's triggered. So last Tuesday, actually, I had something in the moment that triggered me, and I say triggered me emotionally, and it was going to impact my health, my emotional health, and my environmental health. And so it was a moment and an instant, and I caught it, and I was aware, but it still had me have that dip, and it's okay to have that contrast. And when we do the Soul Legacy Journal, and we notice our daily rituals and routines and the experiences, we can put daily rituals and routines in to stop that, to stop that from bleeding into the rest of our day, to actually manage that experience. And so for me, it would be, oh, okay, I'm going to go out in nature. That's going to raise my elevate my vibration. Okay, I'm just going to have some time. Okay, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to plan how I'm leading my day. If I didn't get enough sleep, I'm going to go back and have a nap. So it's not like interrupting the whole of the day. Those are the things that you can do where you expand your rituals and your routines in the moment on the day to live with that more intention. So I love that you share that, Robin. Robin says, how I go back to sleep later and feel when I wake up again. Yeah. So that's it. And so because a lack of sleep, I talked about this. I used to listen to, and I will do, and I'll share different books. One of the books was Sleep Smarter by Stephen. Sleep Smarter is the 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to better health and bigger success. I don't have his name there. Sean Stevenson, I believe. It's a beautiful book, and he talks about how our nutrition, our sleep, and our exercise, etc., impacts our health greatly. So, and just having one less night's sleep is just a massive impact, like we wouldn't believe. So it does impact our health. So thank you for sharing that, Robin. So I feel great. I wanted to share, I started this with saying that the health that I'm going to talk about, for me, I talk about physical health, and I dipped in my physical health. That's why my vibration was lower. It's back up, and I'm fasting. This is my day 3 of me fasting. And day 3 of me fasting, I've just got as much energy, like I'm buzzing. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a stand for my health. Last week I talked about hormones a lot because I was hormonal for my cycle, and that impacted my health because I was on a journey doing my physical activity, exercise, eating well, and through those cycles it impacted the whole week, about a week and a half, and I'm like, oh no, I'm about to take back control of that. This is me in this moment. I get to decide. And so I feel really good. I feel really high vibe. The place that I want to talk about is there's a friend of mine who's launching a book today, Lindsay Austin. She's launching The Flight of a Butterfly today. And if you want to go on Amazon and purchase the book, then do it. You probably won't be doing it on launch day, but do it anyway. It's a beautiful book. And in that book, I've just had a conversation with Lindsay, and I said, you know what, my audience need to hear this as we move forward. We've got Robin Knott as the lead soul guided instructor, and I want to bring more people in who can guide our audience, right? So, and this is what happens. It's beautiful. I read Lindsay's book. She was coming into the spiritual businesswoman network then, and it just didn't work. The call links didn't work for her. She just didn't come in. She never came in. Then I switched out to the spiritual biz YouTubers network. And so I read her book. She shared a story with me, which is an amazing story of spiritual awakening, literally. And I believe when we do our Soul Legacy Journal, as I say, this is your spiritual awakening journey, right? So when she did her book kind of like a diary, and her story, a spiritual awakening story, how raw and real she shares her health. I won't reveal, like, I feel like her health was impacted greatly, and she's a survivor of a health condition, and I won't say that unless I kind of get permission. It's in the book, do you know what I mean? But I feel like that her health was impacted. I'm going to say it. She had cancer, and you wouldn't even know. Like, she's absolutely amazing. She shares it raw and real. It makes me quite emotional because she's just so incredible. And the adversity that she overcame, a lot of things, and her emotional health is off the charts, absolutely. Physical health, she does physical fitness, she's a personal trainer. she went through so much through her childhood. I'm just like, Lynn's, she's absolutely amazing. So she's relaunching her book today, and hopefully going to help her to get it to #1 on Amazon. It's a 5-star book already. Within the pandemic, when the health and well-being of the planet was going in chaos, Lindsay sat down and actually finished writing her book. I don't know if she started it then, but she finished writing her book, and she's on a mission to get it out there. And it's just absolutely incredible. So when we think of the health things that we go through our spiritual awakening, because I believe that all of these experiencing a dark night of the soul is that awakening and that ascension journey. And she's gone through training and different things, NLP and cognitive behavioral therapy and fitness training, all these things to support other women and empower other women and give them the courage to be themselves. It's absolutely, honestly, I can't even shout about this book more. I read it I got the paperback in September when I was on a road trip, and I was with my ex then. We were on this road trip and we were hooked for this book. Books change lives. When you share your story, whatever health experience you've experienced today, you're experiencing now, if you're in good health, whatever, if you're going through a hard time, whatever it is, just know that it is for a reason. A rhyme and reason. I got my jammies on. A rhyme and a reason. Do you know what I mean? It happens for a reason. And if you're able to share your story and you're able to turn around and say, that was my spiritual awakening, this is my spiritual ascension, this is how I figured out how to get over this, and this for me, and this is how I want to serve, this is how I'm alchemizing it. It's so inspirational. That is what the Soul Legacy Journal is all about. You figuring out how what success looks like for you, but acknowledging what you've already been through and how far you've come, and giving back and serving. I say for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. So I just wanted to acknowledge Lindsay's journey. Oh, you didn't say anything else. So one of the books that I listened to on Health Freedom Tuesday, I switched out the book from the Sleep Smarter to You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And Louise Hay, I wrote a couple of notes. She was saying, and I talked about this last week, so it's a follow-on. And she says that just looking at yourself and the child within, that inner child, and healing your heart. And she was talking about forgiveness, and she gave us an exercise which I read last week about saying that what do you need to forgive others for, things that are still in your heart, things that are still bothering you, like what do you need to forgive others for? Because that You Can Heal Your Life is being that forgiveness impacts your health, your emotional health, your physical health, all mental health, all of the things. And she says, the person I need to forgive is, and I forgive them for. You can do this with a partner, do it in the mirror, what have you, and say, and that person, or you say, I thank you, and I let you free now. So last week she said that, and she said do it like once a week. So you can do this on Health Freedom Tuesday. If you've got anything, any energy, Robin will help you clear the energy as well, your thoughts and your feelings, forgiving yourself and forgiving others, just having that energy of flowing of love, that vibration, raising your vibrational frequency. So she said, Louise Hayes says another exercise is forgiving yourself for all the mistakes that you've ever made. And another exercise is closing your eyes and just closing your eyes and imagine the younger version of yourself looking into that version of you into the eyes, and see the longing in your eyes, and just what you're craving for is love, and to be loved, and to be accepted, and to be cared for. And she says, tell yourself that it's okay for all the mistakes that you've ever made, all the experiences that you've ever had, and imagine yourself like shrinking really small enough to go inside your own heart. And so then when you're looking down, you're actually looking down at your own heart, and you're looking up at yourself, and you're giving yourself so much love. That's your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, and your physical, because sometimes we emotionally eat, we do things, we sabotage. I remember Robin saying on the Energy Healing TV that emotional eating to kind of stuff down that pain, well, that's not healthy. It's not a healthy relationship with food. It's not a healthy relationship with your own body, all the things. So that was Louise Hay. I wanted to share that with you. If you haven't read the book, You Can Heal Your Life, I have a Spiritual Biz YouTubers network playlist, YouTube playlist of audio books. I read it on Audible, but Audible books, and we actually put that in the playlist. Robin actually searched for it a couple of weeks ago, and so it's in the playlist that's within the Spiritual Biz YouTubers network. If you want to do my Bank 50k in 50 days challenge and have a healthy relationship with your business and money, then when you join the masterclass, you'll get access to the community and the monthly call. All right, so I looked up health because I talk about physical health a lot, and so my physical health was affected by my emotional health, my emotional well-being, and I looked up some components of emotional health and well-being. And so some of the components are self-acceptance, self-esteem, resilience, and the ability to manage strong emotions. That's huge. So in Lindsay's book, she handles some strong emotions, the amount of resilience and the self-esteem and self-acceptance that have come from her journey, not from her early journey. Those were the lessons that she shared. And honestly, she takes you on the darkest moments. And when you see her smile, like on her Amazon author central page, and on her website, she's uploaded a video. Absolutely. You just feel her energy. So those are some of the components of emotional health, right? And also when you think of health and mental health, again, physical health, emotional health, social health, environmental health. And so coping with stress, living with purpose, managing your stress levels, that's called being emotionally healthy. So when you're running your spiritual business, are you coping with stress? Are you managing your stress levels? Are you resilient, right? Are you coping with the strong emotions when you go out there and you get featured and you're out there in the public eye, and you might have a fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. I know I had all of those emotions when I was building my spiritual business, and I wanted to vibe up the emotional scale and have a healthy business and a healthy life. My lifestyle was impacted by my light work, and it just wasn't cool when I wasn't serving at a deep level. That means I wasn't impacting people, and so that's why I have my masterclass and the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, because I went through many spiritual awakenings, and I went through bankruptcy, homelessness, all the things. Like, I've managed my emotions, grief, all the things, and I've come out stronger and healthier and good, just really good. So I want to give you the quote for today. The quote for today, and I open my laptop every single day, and I have an app called Momentum. It gives me momentum to build a healthy and a successful business, right, online, and be in healthy places like on YouTube. I'm not all over the socials. That environmental doesn't feel, that's my environmental health. I'm good. I stay in my own lane. I do my lives. I do my calls. I record my thing, and that's it. Like, I'm good, and I have conversations, right? Healthy conversations. So the quote for today from my Momentum app, I open my Momentum app and I focus on the one thing. So I'm coping. I'm not like, I haven't got high stress levels as I do my work in the world at all. I know that some people do when they do other jobs, or you've got other commitments that are stressing you out and you want to do your work in the world. I know that I don't have that. So I focus on one thing. I have a beautiful screensaver of whatever they show me. I have my tasks, I have my links in front of me, and I know how I'm going to start my day. So one quote I read every single day. I usually get a quote. And this quote for today is, it says, tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. So this is by Howard W. I think it's Melton. So making a point without making an enemy. I'm a very tough love person. I just am. That's the northern in me. I say my Melby accent, like I'm from Leeds in the UK, and I'm a very tough love person. We speak our mind. We'll say it how we see it. you make a point without making an enemy is a beautiful thing, because that's that vibration. I teach my daughter, and she's watched me, because we're role models, right? Launching our legacy for our offspring and our grandchildren, or our siblings, or our clients, or our soul tribe. We're role models. And I say to her, you know, we don't burn bridges. As maids, we don't burn bridges. And I remember the bridges that I burnt when I was younger, so I learned the hard way. You don't burn bridges. If you can help it, you don't burn bridges. When people burn bridges with me, that bridge is burnt, is done. Like, you burn a bridge, that's up to you. I'm not burning that bridge. But once you burn the bridge with me, it's burnt. Like, I ain't about building more bridges under the ashes. Some people are like, well, yeah, the forgiveness is fine. It doesn't mean to say forgiveness means that you build another bridge, right? So you let things go, but I don't burn bridges. I don't make enemies, not on purpose anyway. If people have an enemy, when you're out there and you're speaking, you know, not everybody's going to love you. You're not for everyone. So you've got to be emotionally resilient for that. But yeah, just conducting yourself in a way that you don't make enemies. So I talked about your vision board. You want to do the vision board challenge. Living in alignment with your values. What are your values for your health, your emotional health, your physical health, your mental health? And how would you feel? How do you feel? How would you rate all of that health in the moment and overall, right? And how in alignment are you with your vision for health, for a healthy business and a healthy lifestyle? That's what we want. Spiritual business is not about showing up, speaking out, serving deep, and forgetting yourself and forgetting your health, your family's health. And banking 50k in 50 days, you're able to then support your own health by your mental health and your social health, choosing the places that you want to be in, choosing the food that you want to eat. Do you know what I mean? Choosing the people that you're around. Even that as a choice, is to have a healthy relationship with money. I know when I went through a messy divorce, I wasn't standing on my own 2 feet. I ended up homeless and bankrupt and all the things. It's like, okay, wow. So healthy relationships is huge. You want to bring health into your healthy business, your health into health into your emotions. What are healthy emotions? What are your healthy values? What are the healthy routines, daily rituals and routines? How healthy does your environment feel, right? And switching that up, or having a vision for it. How healthy are your relationships, right? A lot of us end up positioning ourselves as light workers in families and having toxic relationships. I'm just saying. And it's up to us. So in Lindsay's book, honestly, the relationships that she went through, I'm like, no, not another one. Like, don't do it. It's like, I swear they should make it a film. Just the flight of the butterfly is beautiful. So what your relationships like? You might position yourself into a family. I often say that our children choose us. I believe that my children chose me as their mama. My son made his transition 7 years ago, so that's why that's that hesitation. I'm like, thanks a lot choosing me, then peace out, thanks. We choose to have our time when it's our time. When we think of our children choosing us, then oftentimes we don't really reflect on, we chose our parents and the family that we were in as light workers. We strategically placed ourselves in the world to have the experience and the awakening and the spiritual alchemy and the spiritual ascension journey. And we've got to own that, right? So the relationships that Lindsay shares in the book, with all relationships in her life. I know that there's a bird just gone. I know that she doesn't share everything. She's like, I could have shared more. It's like, just beautiful. So get it out, write it down in your spiritual journal, get out your experiences, healthy relationship guidance, healthy relationship with angels, guides, and not being just so into spirituality that you forget the physical, right? And then the healthy relationship with money. So I'm going to pull the card for today, and then I'm going to do gratitude, and then we're going to do the bank 50k in 50 days challenge because I love it. So this card literally jumped out. I think it's called Kalina, Facing Fear. So again, the theme, Lindsay's book, it's a book launch. He faced a lot of fear. Louise Hay on the Heal Your Life, forgiveness, and just releasing and just sending yourself love, the little child in you love. It's just beautiful. So this card jumped out, and I shuffled The Keepers of the Light by Carl Gray, and I ask, it's Health Freedom Tuesday. So this is for me, this is for you. So facing fear. So this card says major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. I'm gonna say it again. Ready? Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. I'm like, can I get an amen? I'm just saying, in my life, I'm like, oh yeah, bring it on. So bring it, badass. So write it down in your spiritual journal anything that came to mind when I read that card. I'm going to give you the gratitude with the gratitude stone for your spiritual journal prompts. So say thank you for all of our experiences, and thank you for the card, right? So Kalima or Kalima is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth, health, right? And I just said about, anyway, death and rebirth. She brings old cycles to an end so we can experience transformation. And if you Robin says amen, I'm always asking, can I get an amen up in here? I'm not like just the stuff I just like saying, like, can I get an amen? Like, amen. Goodness, thank you. So we can experience transformation. And when we experience this transformation, we write down in our spiritual journal, we have physical evidence of our journey. Robin and I were saying this again. Robin's the lead soul guide instructor for the SoulLegacyAcademy.com and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And as I've been sharing my teachings with Robin, and I was recording yesterday, I was recording my 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge to share with you how to start a YouTube channel around your business, around your book launch, etc. And I go, oh my gosh, like I looked at my old recordings so I could do my new recordings, and the journey of transformation has been incredible. And Robin says, you know what, I can see it now. But that's like when you see it, it's recorded. These videos, the spiritual journaling, I will look back in so many years, probably cringe. I'm like, really? This is how it started. We're living that journey and having that transformation ourselves. We, what's the saying that we say, Robin? You teach what you need to learn most. Robin says, love it when one door closes, another one opens. Boom. Badass. Badassery. All right, let me read this card. Transformation. Record your own transformation so you can own it, and then show up, speak out, and serve deep. Just, I will challenge you, right? Healthy challenge. She's a strong, fierce, and fiery, powerful image of the divine feminine. I think I embody that. I actually am going to own that. I think I embody that. I love sitting in my feminine. However, badassery is required to be a successful business owner in my. Some people say, oh, it's hustle or it's blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, just be a badass. And being a badass is being you, right? Oh, I just love it. All right. Many have been intimidated by her, but she is mother energy, and therefore completely loving, right? She's like a fierce mother protector. Her energy, protecting her child from harm. She's like a fierce mother energy, She's like a fierce mother protecting her child from harm. And so that's that child, right? That with Louise Hay, it always comes in. Things always come in, like the messages, there's a theme, there's an energy that's coming to me, what I'm vibrating, what I'm sharing with you, and your energy with me. Okay. I love it. She has a dark energy like the night sky, but it consumes fear and leaves only love. I love that. She's a twin flame of the god Shiva and has been known to slay his ego so that he can reveal his true loving self. So I have Erlen dyslexia. So I'm looking at this. I usually wear Erlen glasses, like blue glasses, blue lens. So just bear with me. So extended message. This is the time when you are able to look fear in the eye, piercing fear in the eye, and move away from it. Leave it alone. We'll talk about the vibrational emotional scale, which fear is at the lowest vibration and love is at the highest vibration, according to Abraham Hicks's emotional scale. So I love this. Fear is just energy, and energy can be changed. So on the Energy Healing TV, Robin will support you with that, right? Fear is just energy, and energy can be changed. This can be an intense experience because the human self is so conditioned that it may be used to operating with fear present. So you do get used to operating with that fear, and you don't know what it feels like not to have that fear. When the fear is gone, it may feel as though an emptiness is there. You are being filled with the courage of spirit now, so that you can move from this phase of your life to the next. Trust the process and call on Kalima to help you release your fear and step into a space that's strong, focused, and courageous. And that is Lindsay Austin, like on Tenfold Flight of a Butterfly. Lindsay just walked through that journey. I'm telling you, it's absolutely beautiful. And Louise here says that, you know, it might take time to do that, and to forgive and come through all of those emotions, some of those experience, it'll be done. And then sometimes it takes that time, and all of a sudden it's just released and in a loving space. So we're going to do gratitude, and then we're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. Robin says, yes, fear is just energy. Love that too, right? It's just energy. And so when we do the Bank 50K in 50 Days, you have a fear around that. It's just energy, and it can be changed. So Robin now has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and she calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom for empaths and light workers. And so when you have a fear and you don't have a healthy relationship with money, and you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself and feel worthy, then you push away things, you push away money, you have a fear of relationships, you have a fear of just shining. That quote by Marianne Williamson about you know, not having that fear of shining so brightly. It's beautiful. So let's do where's my gratitude, right? And the way that I do gratitude through the intentional living codes, through these 7 freedoms, is to bring all of the 7 freedoms that I mentioned earlier, which is health freedom, contribution freedom on a Monday I talk about on the SoulLegacyTV YouTube podcast, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, financial freedom. And financial freedom, that's an acronym called Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency. We want to be emitting the vibration of love, right, rather than fear. And love, joy, empowerment, knowledge, freedom, they're the highest vibrations. And it's not all the time. That's why we rate our vibration, and we just check in with ourselves. We can go down lower vibe, we might be like spiraling, but we can catch ourselves, and we don't have to live there. And it's okay to experience fear and grief and victimhood and powerlessness and all of the things that go down the emotional scale. That's fine. We do in those moments, and that's contrast, and that's our spiritual awakenings and our spiritual ascension journey and our spiritual alchemy. It just gives us a chance, as Robin says, clearing the layers. We're healing, right? And it's no blame, shame, no guilt. No blame, shame, and guilt. No blame, guilt, blame, and shame. Guilt, blame, and shame. Robin says, I say do things in ease, grace, and flow. Robin says, no blame, game. Blame, guilt, and shame. I do remember it. So intentional living, we bring all of those freedoms into our gratitude to live with more intention. Set that, I know, no blame, shame, or guilt. I didn't say any of that. That is so funny. No blame, you're not blaming, you're not shaming, and you don't feel guilt. No blame, shame, or guilt. No blame, shame. So blame, shame, and guilt. Blame, shame, and guilt. Let's have to remember it. Blame, shame, and guilt. Because I might blame others, we might blame ourselves, but blame, pointing outwards, and you look back, shame. Anyway, intentional living, the gratitude. Thank you, Robin, love. And fear is that energy. So with saying gratitude, you can shift your energy, right? And if you're fearful about something, you shift your energy. And when you're shifting your energy on health, it will impact your finances or your relationships, because you're just vibrating at a different frequency. You're letting go of the energy of certain things. So I say with my gratitude stone, my daughter gave it to me, Mia. She's 19 now. She gave it to me when she was little. I used to say gratitude with my children and pass the gratitude stone around. I've said it with my partners, and I've what I call soul speaking into existence. It doesn't matter if you want to write it down in your spiritual journal as a spiritual journal prompt, you can. So I say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. We want to bring it all in. We want to be happy, we want to be grateful, and we want to really appreciate. And you feel that, like, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. Like, it has a different energy. Words have energy, thoughts have energy, feelings have energy. Robin supports you in that. And so if you don't have the words and the thoughts and the feelings or the memories and the trigger, you've been triggered by anything that's helpful, any of this freedoms, then Robin will support you in that and support you in the sacral chakra and all the energies, right? I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate. So use that as a spiritual journal prompt for contribution freedom. So 7 freedoms, 7 things to be grateful for. 1 for your contribution, happy and grateful and appreciate. Health, emotions, environment, relationships, spirituality, and financial freedom. If you can't think of anything, you're like, no, it sucks. Like, wow, what am I going to say? I'm grateful. I said I'm grateful yesterday. So what am I going to be grateful about today? So I say, think of something in the past that you're grateful for, so you can really feel that feeling, like, of gratitude and appreciation and just being really happy, like really joyful, like, oh, loving it. Whatever it is, bring that to mind. Small, big, whatever. Something in the present. I'm sure you can find in one area of one of the 7 freedoms something to be grateful for in the present. You're breathing. Health. You're breathing, right? You can smile, right? Emotion. Breath and emotion. Just out those 2, right? That's healthy. It's healthy to laugh and it's healthy to smile. Laughter and smiling is a medicine. It's proven, right? Spirituality, you can meditate. You're grateful that you can just close your eyes and just take 30 seconds. That's like 3 down, right? So they're my 3. So, and something in the predicted future. So you can think of something in the past, in the present, and in the predicted future, right? And so the predicted future, by that I mean a thanks in advance. So anything that you put on your, Robin says, thank you for sharing with us. I'll be back for the parts I missed. Love you, billions. Love you too. Thank you, love. Things that are in the predicted future. So if you do the spiritual vision board challenge with me, then I break down the 7 freedoms, the Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency acronym. And again, I coach you through this in the Soul Legacy Academy. And so we focus and we set intentions and we bring the things that we want to experience and more on our vision board. So we have a visual representation, and then we bring out that vision, and we don't wait for it to manifest, because it won't manifest unless you're feeling the feeling of it and appreciating what you've got now. It's not that moving forward, I want more. It's basking in where you are now and appreciating and being in the vibrational alignment for the vision that you have for your health, whether mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, financial health, whatever health freedom you want to experience on your vision board. We bring that into the journaling for the Soul Legacy Journal, and we say thank you, and I appreciate, and I'm super happy along the way, right? It's not about getting to the end goal, it's about the journey, right? We know that, but sometimes it's difficult if we don't have a spiritual daily ritual and routine and a Soul Legacy Journal to write in and say, how high vibrant am I vibing on my health today? How do I feel? Just a quick check-in. Yes, I'm talking. I talk for an hour every single day on the Soul Legacy TV, but this helps you to launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day right in your spiritual business. Bank 50k in 50 days challenge. Let's do it. Are you ready? Health with money. And if you are worried about money, if you're fearful about earning money, if you think all these stories about rich people and some people are, whatever, poor people are, whatever, doesn't matter. The Soul Legacy Journal is going to support you in the energy of vibrating at the financial freedom goal that you have on your spiritual vision board. So we have contribution freedom on a Monday, financial freedom on a Sunday, and this is about light work and lifestyle balance, having everything, all of the other freedoms in between. So it's not leaving one out. It's not going out there and serving, showing up and speaking out. The serving deep is where you get paid, because you can only serve that deep when somebody pays you. They're invested, you're invested. That's how deep I'm talking. Showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And I'm on my spiritual biz YouTubers masterclass, I go live once a month. You can watch the replay as well. Sharing with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul clients, and launching your spiritual business online and on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book. I have my book. I'll share that in a second. So the Soul Legacy Journal, we have a co-author book series. I have the summit as well. And then we have the journal and the notebook. And so this journal gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day for 50 days and beyond. I'm going to do it every single day. So whenever you're doing your Bank 50K in 50 days in the visible world, in the vibrational world here, we'll do it in the visible world as well if you want to join the masterclass and do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. When you do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge with me, vibrationally and visible, then this is what I want. You know, when people go out there and they do these launch and they're busy and they're broke still and they're burnt out, we don't do that in the Soul Legacy Academy. We actually do launches that feel like this, like everyday life. You're always launching, evergreen, passive income streams, leverage income streams. I've scheduled out my business for the next 7 years. I can show up live. I'm not on the socials, right? Chatting on the socials. I'll DM and message and bring people into my world. But the real thing is to align my movement, align your movement, align your message and your money, and automate your business, right? And you've got to have money for that, to pay for YouTube ads and Amazon ads. Amazon ads for your book, YouTube ads to grow your YouTube channel, right? So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, wherever your currency is, wherever you are in the world. I'm in the UK, so I get pounds. And so the idea of this Soul Legacy Journal, to use this as a spiritual journal prompt, is to bank 50K in 50 days. What would you spend your vibrational money voucher on? This is a game. It's called the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 days. So within the Soul Legacy Academy, I have a Trello board. It's a success board for my students to actually follow my model. I have a model for this in the visible world. You don't get to pay bills with the vibrational money voucher. I want you to come from the place of you have a spiritual business where all of your bills are paid, taken care of for at least a year. You have that financial freedom, right? So the money that you spend is vibrational money, and it is that you can spend it on making memories with your soul clients, soul family, and soul tribe. That's what we talk about: soul client income, soul family influence, and soul tribe impact on the Soul Legacy Academy and the Soul Legacy TV. Make memories. What would you spend your vibrational money voucher on every single day? £1,000, dollars, euros. We tie 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause that I tie £100 to every single day is cruise bereavement care, because when I bank 50 days in the real world, in the visible world, that is where I want to spend my money. Oftentimes when we set a vision to earn a certain amount of money, we'll feel uncomfortable with it. But when you're tithing and you're doing real good work with your and gifting and being so generous and so beautiful and loving and kind and having that freedom to be able to do that, it feels wonderful. So I want you to feel the vibrational energy of that. So tithing to a worthy cause. Cruise bereavement care helped me when my son made his transition 7 years ago. And so I dedicate my work to my son. Emotional health and well-being is huge for me. Talk about that on Emotional Freedom Wednesdays. I'm going through grief and a lot of losses, and being able to move from the fear and grief at the lower vibration to freedom and love is huge. And I've been able to go up that emotional scale. And I say we want to rise and reside at the Chase to Financial Freedom frequency. That is why I'm doing the Soul Legacy Journal, and I have the Soul Legacy movement, rising and residing at this Chase to Financial Freedom frequency, and making that energy in the world is so powerful. I want you to accept the vibrational money voucher tied to a worthy cause. If you don't feel like spending the money every single day, you're like, oh, that's a chore. It was for me in the end. And if there's something that comes up in the week and you want to buy it, buy it with your vibrational money voucher. And on Financial Freedom, you get to carry over any remaining balance of the 900 each day. And by Financial Freedom Sunday, you spend it. If you don't spend it, you'll lose it. And you don't want to lose it. It's £7 grand. every single week that I'm giving you 50k in 50 days. The Soul Legacy Journal is giving you, right? Like, don't get it twisted. It's vibrational money. I'm sending the energy of that. And we're doing that together as a collective, as a spiritual biz YouTubers network. We have a vision to make a difference in the world. And oftentimes it's money that holds us up. Would we be making healthier choices about what we put in our body? Would we be making healthier choices about the people that we have around us? Would we be making healthier choices about the environments that we're in? Would we be making healthier choices about how we want to contribute? Would we align it, and would we automate and spend money on YouTube ads and go and travel while we teach and earn while we learn and all the things? Would you do something differently if you had more money? And if the answer is yes, then play the vibrational money voucher. Play the soul income game with me with a vibrational money voucher of banking 50k in 50 days, and feel into that feeling, right? So if you want to join me in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, I will leave the links and the information in the cards and in the pinned comments around this video on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. I have my free chapter. When you go to the masterclass, you'll see that you can join me on the monthly call for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. That happens on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. If you want to build a spiritual business on YouTube and align it and get featured, go out there and write your book and go on, share your spiritual awakening story, then you are in the right place. You want to attend the masterclass. I will share so many things with you. You have bonus gifts when you attend. I'll share with you how you can get on the monthly call. What else? I have my book, a free chapter of my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. That is what I'm doing with the Soul Legacy Journal. Just saying, it's beautiful. Launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. So I have a free chapter for my book. It comes with book launch videos, which you'll see on the channel. It also comes with a free chapter VIP day. You can pre-order it for a year. As I write the book, I'll do videos on the Soul Legacy TV that go with the book. So when I've written the book, I'll refer back to those videos and watch them as I write the book. I've given myself a year to write it. The book went to #1 on Amazon on pre-order 7 days after I launched it. I launched it on my son's birthday. It will be released on my son's birthday on the 6th of May. After that, it'll be $5.55. With that comes a free chapter VIP day to help you and support you in starting, structuring, and growing a successful spiritual business online on YouTube, and launching it with a #1 best-selling book, because that's how we roll. Sharing our spiritual awakening story, getting featured in the media, TV, radio, podcasts, hosting our own, doing our own VIP days, our online courses, passive income streams, leveraging income streams. I show you all. I show you how to do a YouTube channel, how to do a YouTube challenge versus a Facebook challenge that's lit. Yeah, I have my 5-day challenge. I'll share that on the masterclass as well. I share my bootcamp, how you can be a co-author in my book series. That's a bonus for bootcampers while it's available. How you can share your spiritual awakening story in the co-author book series. Super excited about that. I'm going to gift 1 page to bootcampers who are a soul match. Not everybody will get in the book, just so you know. And up to 5 pages for my masterminders. And we have a mastermind retreat on the 3rd week in May, subject to change, obviously. Annually in Thailand. It's called I Am Diamond Made, a 5-star mastermind retreat in Thailand, 5 magical days, and it's called Soul Guided. It's for soul guided millionaires in the making. Eventually, I will have a 7-star mastermind retreat, soul guided billionaires in the making, in Dubai. I'm really excited about that. So let me smash millionaires in the making, and then we'll do billionaires in the making, because that is how we roll. Banking 50k in 50 days and a nothing. It's what we say. It's nothing. All right. So I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. And for Health Freedom Tuesdays, I shall see you for Health Freedom Tuesday again on the Soul Legacy TV and all of the days for intentional living. You'll be able to subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV. If you haven't already, like this video, share it, invite a fellow light worker in, click the notification button so you get notified when I go live every single day talking about freedom. And you'll see that I'm the host of the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, which is the season is October through to April. 2 middle binge watch Wednesdays of the month, 9 a.m, 3 p.m, and 9 p.m. UK time. I love you. I shall speak to you soon. Big love. Take care.